does it speak? You are the mountain, it's the creek. The voice is just a visitor who came to learn your name and play its game. But you are the host, you are the room. The voice does not decide your doom. The thought is not the thinker, see. The wave is not the entire sea. You can watch the voice walk through the door and choose not to fight it anymore. You are not the voice that hurts you. You're the one who listens, the one who sees the clouds and knows what glistens behind the storm, behind the rain. The voice is not a binding chain. You can let it speak, you can let it leave. You don't have to believe what it wants you to believe. You are not the voice, you are the ear. The voice will fade, you'll still be here. The saxophone hears a buzzing sound from the air conditioning in the background, but he doesn't become the hum. He plays above it, through it, in better ways. I used to think the cool voice was me, my deepest truth, my destiny. But then I sat and watched it pass, like water running through the grass. The voice is loud, the voice is old, but you are not the story it has told. You are not the voice that hurts you. You're the one who listens, the one who sees the clouds and knows what glistens behind the storm, behind the rain. The voice is not a binding chain. Maybe the voice is just a scared child inside, who learned to run and learned to hide. You are not the voice, you are the ear. The voice will disappear, but you'll still be here. Just listen now, just let it pass. You are not the voice at last. At last. Slow dancing with your ghost in the place I miss the most. Every step feels just like you, like a dream that once was true. Your hands still guide my own. Even now I'm all alone. Every movement soft and slow, like a love I still don't know. Every moment breath I try to take still trembles in your wake. Slow dancing with your ghost. You're the one I need the most. Every rhythm, every sway takes the emptiness away. Even when the night is gone, you're the one I'm dancing on. Every step, every flow still belongs to you, I know. Saxophone begins to sigh, like it knows the reason why. Every note just pulls me into the place where we had been. Every chord begins to glow with a love I still don't know. Every shadow in the room moves with you in silent bloom. If I stop, would you fade too? Or just live in all I do? Slow dancing with your ghost, holding on when it hurts most. Every second drifting by still refuses to say goodbye. Maybe love won't disappear, it just dances with us here, in the silence, in the air. You're the rhythm everywhere. Slow dance and you don't. You're the song that carries on. You wrote a grocery list that included "kiss you tonight," a little joke that felt so right. Milk, eggs, bread, and then my name. A love that's not a game. I laughed out loud when I saw the list. A love that I can't resist. You underlined it twice with a grin. A love that knows where to begin. A grocery list is a love note true. A love that's always finding you. Every item you wrote before was a love that I adore. You wrote a grocery list that included "kiss you for me tonight," a little love that feels so bright. Every time I read that final line, I feel a love that's truly mine. Even when the list is thrown away, you're the kiss that's here to stay. Every word, every line is a valentine of mine. The saxophone laughed through his brass. He saw the list and he had to ask, what kind of store sells a kiss like that? A love that's where it's at. You put the list in my coat pocket. A love that's like like a rocket. I pulled it out 10 times that night. A love that's bright and right. If the list gets lost and I can't find, will you write another one for my mind? You wrote a grocery list that included kiss you for me tonight. A little love that feels so bright. Every time I read that final line, I feel a love that's truly mine. Maybe grocery lists never spoil, they just learn to love the toil. Did you see the last item? Then a pause, then a man's voice. I did. Then the sound of a kiss, then nothing. Dun, 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 dun. We spin around in quiet light, two shadows drifting out of sight. Your touch feels like a satellite, circling my heart slow. Your breath is like a gentle spark, a glowing warmth inside the dark. You keep me calm, you leave your mark, soft as falling snow. In this tender orbit, I'm weightless when you hold it. The universe unfolds inside your soulful glow. In this tender orbit, I float where love is honest, drifting where our feelings flow. Your voice is velvet in my ear, a quiet truth I need to hear. It pulls me close, erasing fear with every whispered tone. You guide me through the silent night with melodies of silver light, a gravity that feels so right. I never feel alone. In this tender orbit, I'm weightless when you hold it. The universe unfolds inside your soulful glow. In this tender orbit, I float where love is honest, drifting where our feelings flow. Let every star align, your heartbeat next to mine. In this gentle cosmic time we ride. Footsteps echo lightly on the velvet streets, where the night and city calmly meet. Your silhouette glows in the silver light, leading me through the softness of the night. And in your eyes I find a world so kind, a tender place for my restless mind. On these silent velvet streets we walk so slow, let the gentle jazz guide where our hearts go. Every breath a quiet vow we never speak, love unfolding in the calm we see. Silent velvet streets, take us home. Saxophone floats above like a lonely star, and the piano echoes softly from afar. Your hand in mine feels like a steady flame, warming every fear I could not tame. Let the shadows dance while the night grows deep. There are secrets only tenderness can keep. On these silent velvet streets we walk so slow, let the gentle jazz guide where our hearts go. Every breath a quiet vow we never speak, love unfolding in the calm we seek. Silent velvet streets, take us home. If tomorrow comes with storms or rain, I'll remember this piece again. On these silent velvet streets, hold me near, let the rhythm wash away our fear. Silent velvet streets, forever warm. You love me like I was already whole tonight, not a project, not a broken light. You didn't look for missing parts, you just held me in your quiet arms. You saw the cracks but didn't mind, you left the fixing far behind. You love the house, not just the frame, and in that love I found my name. The world had told me I was less, a broken thing that needed to confess. But you just looked and saw the one who had been whole all along. didn't ask me for a different laugh. You didn't need me to be new. You loved the me that always knew. Wholeness hiding underneath the fears, the scars, the clenched teeth. You saw the hole inside the part and loved me back into my heart. The saxophone has a tiny crack, but his player never looks back. Hear what is missing, what is wrong. He just plays the wholeness song. I used to think I had to earn my worth, prove my value on this earth. But you just love me like a fact, and every broken piece came back. The whole is not the absence of a scar. It's the love that sees you as you are. You love me like I was already whole, not missing, not a half. You didn't ask me for a different laugh. You didn't need me to be new. You love the me that always knew. Wholeness is not something you achieve. It's something you let yourself receive. I am whole, I am whole. You love me whole, you loved me whole. Not broken, not a task. You loved me without a mask, without a mask. Thank you for the wholeness, thank you for the sight of loving me in the middle of the night, of the night. I am whole, I am whole, because you loved my soul, my soul, my soul. You didn't change me, you uncovered me tonight. You pulled the covers off the hidden light, the layers that the world had piled on top. You gently helped me drop. You didn't add a single thing, you just helped my true self sing. The me that was already there, beneath the weight of my despair. The world had buried me so deep, with all the promises I couldn't keep. But you just brushed the dirt away and loved me into light of day. You didn't change me, you uncovered who I was beneath the stone. The voice that had been left alone. You didn't sculpt a different art, you just uncovered my true heart. The me I'd hidden out of fear, you brought her close and held her near. No chisel, no hammer, no flame. You uncovered me, and I became the same, but seen. The saxophone was caked with dust, his sound was weak, his notes would rust. But his player didn't change the brass, he just cleaned the glass. I used to think I had to be remade, this clean and showed me what had always been. The change is not the only way, the uncovering is the healing play. You didn't change me, you uncovered who I was beneath the stone. The voice that had been left alone. You didn't sculpt a different art, you just uncovered my true heart. You showed me how, showed me how, showed me how. You never asked me to be different tonight. You took the jagged edges and held them tight. The parts I thought I had to hide, you kept them safe and kept them wide. You didn't want a polished me, a version under lock and key. You wanted all the mess and grace, the tight lines upon my face. The gift of not having to perform is the safest, softest, bravest form of love that doesn't clip the wing. You let me be my everything. You never asked me to be different, you just let me be the person I was always meant to be. The awkward, the quiet, the loud, the small. You loved me through it all. You didn't say be more or be less, just be here now, and I was blessed to rest inside my own true skin. You never asked me to be different, and that's where healing begins. The saxophone never tries to be a flute. He doesn't change his sound to be more cute. He plays his brass and lets it ring. The acceptance makes him sing. I used to twist myself in knots to fit into imaginary slots, but you just sat beside my flame, loved me without any name. The oak doesn't ask the ivy to be tall. You just love me through it all. You never asked me to be different, you just let me be the person I was always meant to be. The awkward, the quiet, the loud, to be different, just enough, just enough. Midnight letters never sent, all the words I never meant, folded deep inside my chest, where your memory still rests. Ink runs dry before I start. Too much truth inside my heart. Every line I couldn't write haunts me softly every night. I write your name in silent air, knowing you're no longer there. Still the night won't let me forget. Midnight letters never sent. Every word I still regret lives inside me, lingering yet. Streetlights flicker, time stands still, caught between the want and will. Saxophone begins to speak for the words I couldn't keep. Every note just understands what slips right through my hands. If I try just one more time, would you read between the lines? I write your name in silent air, every whisper, every prayer. Still the night won't let me forget. Midnight letters never sent. If you ever hear this song, know I loved you all along. In every chord, in every breath, I held you closer than regret. Midnight calls, I don't respond, but my heart still writes you on. You love me to the quiet place inside myself tonight, the room I'd locked away, the hidden light, the silence that I used to fear. You brought me close and held me near. You didn't talk, you didn't push, you just became the gentle hush that led me to the inner door, where I had never been before. The world had made me loud and fast, a runner from my own true past, but you just walked me to the still. quiet underneath the will. You love me to the quiet place inside myself. The room, the rest, the place where I could pass the test of being with my own two hands. The silence of the inner lands. You didn't fill it up with noise. You love me to my own true voice. The quiet place that had always been. You love me there, and I was home again. The saxophone found a silent note, the one inside his hollow throat. He didn't play it loud for show, he let the quiet grow. I used to run from inner space, afraid of what I'd find a different face. But you just sat beside the stream and loved me to the quiet dream. The inner place is not a trap, it's the soft and healing lap. You love me to the quiet place inside myself. The room, the rest, the place where I could pass the test of being with my own two hands. The silence of the inner lands. Maybe the quiet place is the deepest home, the place you're never meant to roam. Quiet place, inner space, inner space, inner space. You love me there, inside the silent air, the silent air. Thank you for the journey, thank you for the guide to the place I'd always hide, always hide. I am quiet now, I am quiet now, inside my own bow, own bow. You love me home to the quiet place, alone, not alone. I am still inside the gentle well, gentle well. You never made me choose between you and me tonight. No ultimatum, no losing fight. You didn't say it's me or your own skin. You just let me take you in and keep myself and keep my name. You love me without any game, the false choice that the others gave. You didn't ask for me to cave. The world had taught me love was lost, that I would have to pay the cost. But you just held me in your hand and let me be both woman and you never made me choose between you and me. You loved us both, the only truth, the only oath. You didn't need me to be small to make you feel like you had it all. You let me stand beside you whole and love the body and the soul. No sacrifice, no losing game. used to think I had to disappear to make a loving partner appear, but you just stood beside my name and loved me without any shame. The choice is not a loving art, but both, and is the truest heart. You never made me choose between you and me. You loved us both, the only truth, the only oath. You didn't need me to be small to make you feel like you had it all. Maybe not choosing is the highest call. The love that holds and loves it all. No choice, no choice. I found my voice, found my voice. You loved us both, you loved us both. The single holy oath, holy oath. Thank you for the oath and thank you for the space, for keeping my own place, my own place. I am me and we, I am me and we. You set me free, set me free. You stayed when you could have walked away tonight. 100 reasons to take flight, 100 exits, open doors, but you just stayed and loved me more. I gave you every out I could, the broken promises, the misunderstood, but you just sat there on the floor and loved me through the closing door. The easy thing would have been to leave, but you stayed and helped me believe that someone could look at all my scars and still reach for my heart. You stayed when you could have walked away, through every fight, through every night. You held on when I lost the light. The door was open, the key was free, but you chose to stay with me. Not out of duty, not out of fear. You stayed because you wanted here to be your home, to be your place. You stayed, and that's a healing grace. The saxophone stayed with the broken reed. He didn't buy a different seed. He fixed the crack and learned a song and stayed until it played along. I used to push the people that I love to see if they would rise above, but you just took the push and stayed, and every fear I had just frayed. The leaving would have been so clean, but staying made us what we've been. You stayed when you could have walked away, through every fight, through every night. You held on when I lost the light. The door was open, the key was free, but you chose to most ridiculous bird. You stayed. You stayed. When I was afraid, I was afraid. You didn't leave. You didn't leave. You didn't leave. You helped me believe. Help me believe. Help me believe. Thank you for the staying. Thank you for the ground, the safest healing sound, healing sound. I am here because you stayed, because you stayed. And the mess I made. The mess I made. You can grieve what you never had tonight, the love that didn't find you, the missing light, the childhood you wished was different, the chance that never got its present, the loss of something that never came. Still leaves a shadow, still leaves a name. You don't need a memory to feel the ache. The absence is real, for goodness sake. The hole in the heart doesn't need a thing to have been there once for the heart to sing a sad song about a door that never opened. Your grief is not misspoken. You can grieve what you never had. It's real, it's true. The ghost of a possibility still lives in you. You don't need a photograph, a memory, a date to feel the weight of a different fate. Let the tears fall for the road not taken, for the dream that never awakened. Your grief is valid, your grief is yours. What you never had can still leave scars, but doors. The saxophone grieves a note he never played, a melody that in his dreams was made. He doesn't need to have played it once to feel the loss of the golden dance. I used to think I couldn't miss what wasn't there, that my sadness was a ghost that didn't dare to be real, to be seen, to take up space. But now I let it sit in its rightful place. The absence is not nothing, it's a shape, a loss that learned to escape. You can grieve what you never had. It's real, it's true. The ghost of a possibility still lives in you. You don't need a photograph, a memory, a date to feel the weight of a different fate. Maybe grieving the never was is the bravest start, the honest healing of the silence. your dessert tonight. A little spoonful of love that felt so right. The chocolate was rich, the cream was sweet, but your gesture made my life complete. You pushed the plate across the table slow, a love that doesn't need to show. The waitress asked if you wanted the check. You said not yet, I'm watching his neck. The last bite is a sacred thing, a love that makes the spirits sing. Every crumb you gave to me was a love that sets me free. You gave me the last bite of your dessert tonight. A little love that feels so bright. Every spoonful that crossed my lips was a love that never slips. Even when the plate is clean and gone, you're the sweet I'm leaning on. Every bite, every taste is a love I can't replace. The saxophone played a sweet, sweet tune. He saw the plate and the almost full moon. He leaned in close to smell the chocolate air, a love that's beyond compare. You watched me eat the final piece, a love that gives me sweet release. I offered you the last crumb back, but you said no, that's your snack. If there's no dessert left to give, will you still let me live? You gave me the last bite of your dessert tonight. A little love that feels so bright. Every spoonful that crossed my lips was a love that never slips. Maybe last bites are the sweetest kind. They just learn to live in the mind. Your heart is not behind schedule tonight. It's not a race, it's not a fight. The healing doesn't punch a clock. It doesn't care about the stock of timelines, deadlines, should have beens. It only knows where it begins, and where it ends is not your choice. Just listen to your inner voice. The tree doesn't rush to bear the fruit. The wound doesn't heal to a time-bound root. Every heart has its own pace. You're not losing any race. Your heart is not behind schedule. It's exactly on time. The rhythm of healing is not a straight line. It curves and bends and loops around and finds its way to solid ground. You don't have to catch up to anyone. What's meant for you has already begun. Let the others run their race. Your heart is not behind schedule, it's in its place. The saxophone learned his slow days after a season of darkened days. He didn't compare himself to the flute, he just let his own notes take root. I used to look at everyone ahead and feel the weight of what I'd not yet said. But now I know my heart's own beat is the only rhythm I need to meet. The early bird and the patient moon both arrive, both will swoon. Your heart is not behind schedule, it's exactly on time. The rhythm of healing is not a straight line. It curves and bends and loops around and finds its way to solid ground. Maybe the only schedule that matters is the one where your heart never shatters. You're on time, not behind, not ahead, you're fine. Your heart knows the way, your heart knows the pace. You're not in a race, you're in a grace. I know the way you take your coffee, I know your morning sighs. I know the way you read the news behind your tired eyes. I know the stories of your childhood, the ones you've told before. But still you find a way to leave me wanting more and more. Because just when I think I've mapped the contours of your soul, you show me a new country, you show me a new goal. You're my familiar stranger, the one I know so well. And yeah, you're full of mysteries, a story I can't tell. I know you're shape of your embrace, but you still have the power to stop me in my place, my familiar stranger. I've seen you in your darkest hour, I've seen you in your light. I've held you through the hardest times and through the peaceful night. But every time you look at me with that certain kind of glance, I discover something new and I'm caught up in a trance. You're the book I've read 1,000 times, but every time I do, I find a hidden meaning that feels completely new. You're my familiar stranger, the one I know so well. And yeah, you're full of mysteries, a story I can't tell. I know your every outline, the shape of your embrace, but you still have the power to stop me in my place, my familiar stranger. You're so is the thing that makes it through. But I love the way you keep me guessing, even after all these years. You're the sweetest kind of mystery, the one that calms my fears, my familiar stranger. Soft steps on a wooden floor, the night opens up its door. Your voice drips in like a breeze, a velvet echo meant for me. Candles dancing low and slow, painting gold the things we know. Your hand reaches out to mine in this mellow jazz of time. Velvet echoes in the quiet air, wrap around me like a tender prayer. Every breath you take, every word you say, feels like music washing pain away. Velvet echoes fill the room tonight, holding us gently in their soft, warm light. Piano notes like falling rain wash away the day's remains. Your smile glows in amber hues, a gentle warmth I never lose. The world fades to soft embrace in the rhythm of your face. Nothing here but hearts aligned in this slow and healing kind. Velvet echoes in the quiet air, wrap around me like a tender prayer. Every breath you take, every word you say, feels like music washing pain away. Velvet echoes fill the room tonight, holding us gently in their soft, warm light. Stay with me in this calm retreat, where every heartbeat finds its beat. that mellow sound carry us through till the dawn paints morning blue. Flicker low, we're the only two still swaying to a rhythm soft and slow. I rest my head upon your chest and close my tired eyes, and suddenly I'm floating up through the velvet skies. No gravity to hold us down, my feet don't even touch the ground. We're dancing on the clouds tonight, among the stars so bright, in a world that we created, bathed in golden light. A whisper is a symphony, a touch a symphony. You lift me up so tenderly, just you and me in velvet skies. The city far below us is just a tiny spark, a gentle dream we're dreaming here, here inside the dark. Your hand is warm in mine, love, as we begin to rise to that peaceful, endless place we call our velvet skies. No need to speak, our hearts just know. This feeling only seems to grow. We're dancing on the clouds tonight, among the stars so bright, in a world that we created, bathed in golden light. A whisper is a symphony, a touch a symphony. You lift me up so tenderly, just you and me in velvet skies. And if we ever have to come back down to earth, we'll carry all this magic, we'll remember what it's worth. Floating in velvet skies, always you and I. There's a place I always find, somewhere deep inside my mind, still softly lives in the silence that it gives. Every whisper feels so real, like a wound that doesn't heal. Every thought begins with you, in a deeper shade of blue. Every memory replays in 1,000 different ways. Every word you used to say still refuses to decay. Where your voice still lives in me, like an endless melody. Every word you left behind still repeats inside my mind. Even when I close the door, I still hear you even more. Every breath, every sigh still refuses your goodbye. Piano drifts into the air, like your fingers resting there. Saxophone begins to speak for the words I couldn't keep. Every note just pulls me through all the things I lost in you. Every silence in between says more than what we've seen. If I let the silence grow, would your voice still overflow? Where your voice still lives in me, still the only melody. Even when the night is through, I'm still holding on to you. Maybe love won't disappear, it just learns to linger here in the echoes, in the sound, in the lost and never found. Still I hear every word, even when it's never heard. Your hand found mine under the table, in the middle of a song. The sax played a soft surrender, and the night felt strong. The road remembers how you squeezed it. The bass recalls the pause didn't say a single word, just fixed what I had lost. The band played on, but we were somewhere else, in the dark below the oak. The sax played a little hiding tune for the love that never spoke. Your hand found mine under the table. The sax still feels the touch. Some conversations happen in the quiet, and they mean so much. The brushes brushed our knuckles, the drums held the space. Your hand found mine under the table. The sax still feels the touch. Some conversations happen in the quiet, and they mean so much. Hand, table, yours. The sax holds the memory, and my hand is warm, and my heart is free. The night is warm like honey breeze. Your touch moves softly through the trees. A quiet calm, a gentle ease that settles in my chest. Your laughter melts the evening cold. A secret story softly told. In every look the night unfolds into a sweet caress. You're my honey breeze tonight, blowing softly through my life, healing every place that's tight with your gentle harmony. You're my honey breeze, so true, bringing warmth in every hue, and I drift closer into you. The moon reflects in your soft eyes, a tender glow I recognize, a truth that never needs disguise, to make me feel at home. I breathe you in, I let it stay. Your every place that's tight with your gentle harmony. You're my honeyed breeze, so true, bringing warmth in every hue. And I drift closer into you. Stay with me in this quiet air, where everything feels rare, where